A more definitive collaboration with multimedia. They're supporting all our projects, and I mean the blitz has been fabulous. I have to say, shout out multimedia.
Yeah.
Oh no, multimedia. If they go for it, they go for it.
If they don't do it,
If they won't do it, they won't do it.
You can
But if
never
they will
can.
do it,
You cannot can.
No, listen, from
Large and in charge.
listen,
That's
from
I
when
can,
the blitz started, if I tell you the phone calls that have come,
Wow.
people are suddenly
Wow.
showing up.
Well, I have a surprise here. She was not someone I was looking to see in here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Okay, so you being in this outfit should tell me that you're ready for the possessional walk.
Yes, I am.
Have you ever experienced it, or this is your
No,
first?
it's my first time.
What is actually pushing you to want to be part of it?
Because I know it's spiritual and it's a way of honoring our ancestors and asking permission, and I want to learn. That's why I'm here.
Noella, we're coming to you live from the Thank you very much, ID and Noella. We're coming to you live from the Black Star Square, where the Chale is right here. Large and Charge bringing you the week very best. So we're right here, all Large and Charge bringing you the very best. This is where culture is all the people and entertainment. This is where culture is meeting arts and entertainment. All the good things you can think about. My name is Maxwell.
My name is
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, tell me, how long have you been in Ghana?
Large and in charge.
Listen, from when the blitz started,
4 weeks.
I tell you
4
this-
weeks. Okay, great. Tell me, what do you make of the Chale Wote Festival?
Yeah, people are
what
suddenly
do you-
showing up.
Yeah. You having fun?
This
Yeah,
morning,
of course.
What about you?
Yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to the performances.
Looking forward to the performances.
For the benefit of others, some people are coming.
No, but
Tell them, large and in charge. We'll take in charge.
like you're bothering people, and then they are coming to bother me. And now no businesses also. And these are people who came and left, and now they think that what we do is fine. Past that, and I mean, like now we can't even take on. I don't know, but shout out multimedia, Chale. You guys are very nice.
Yeah, guys, multimedia, you're doing it. So from Monday to Sunday, you need to stay tuned to Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, be on our social media handles, Joy Matters, everywhere.
So I mean, sponsorship is great, but also it's important for us to also create an independent. I mean, whatever happens, it's a bonus. Like this year, we're in a more definitive collaboration with Wote.
I can see a lot of nice things behind me.
Supporting
Why did you guys choose Chale Wote to sell this?
And I mean, the
You know,
blitz
Chale
has
Wote
been
is the
fabulous. I
most,
have
I
to
don't
say,
know
shout out
if it's not a
multimedia.
hero.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
But
Multimedia.
when you come here, all the
If they won't do it, but they'll do it.
You cannot can.
No, listen, from
Large and in charge.
listen, from when
And these were some of the performances during last year's Chale Wote Street Arts Festival. So these
Yeah,
are
people
the
are
things that you can listen to as performances. But there were other things that happened, film shows, paintings and all those artistic works that were on display last year at the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. This year's festival is just 2 days away, and I have in the studio Nanayo Ananse, who is a multidisciplinary artist, and then Fully Crappy, also a multidisciplinary artist. And on Zoom, online, will be Annie Osabute. He is a production team member. But let me come in house here and speak to Fully and Ananse. So last year was fantastic. I don't know if there's any other word I can use apart from, better than fantastic. It was super. And judging from the fact that it was moved from the old place to a new place, what's your general assessment of last year's event?
Yeah. So, good afternoon once again, cherished viewers and listeners of your noble media house.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Nanaya Ananse. Yeah, back to what you said concerning last year. Some of us, it wasn't something new, but the bit of revivedness that was added to it.
Yeah.
Over the years, people were kind of used to the narrative of we hanging out, making the thing work and happening around Jamestown. And all of a sudden, it just came from nowhere. We're going to Osu. But there's a saying that goes that you should try something new, as time goes on. So
and I'm happy people loved it.
Exactly. Like, for me, I would say over the years practicing and being part of the event last year in terms of publicity, I don't know whether because of we had an enclosed area where you can literally see the crowd.
Yeah.
Last year for me, I saw the crowd there.
Also because you partnered multimedia, yeah?
Yes,
because multimedia was hugely involved. 24/7.
Exactly.
Updates, coverage, everything.
All of that. I was going up and down.
So it's a multimedia factor.
It's a multimedia factor. Give up. I give it up to you guys. Yeah. So last year, in terms of population, it was a massive turnout, and though there were ups and downs with the exhibition, because people, what we usually do now, audience and spectators that come around are not usually used to the new plan and scheme of the event and how it was taken. So I think certain things were kind of undershadowed. But this year, as you've said, with media house in the building, a lot of adverts is made on various events, satellite events that will be happening in the course of the week.
Wonderful.
So there will be an exhibition happening in the castle that we encourage, because that is where you dialogue with the art and the artists themselves.
Good.
You wouldn't really find the artworks in the streets because most of the time, these are very priceless art piece made by these artists. They don't just want it to be played around or by mistakenly it goes into an accident or that kind of. So we appeal to the audience that they should come to the castle. That's where everything is happening when it comes to the exhibition. Those of you who are art intrigued and wants to interact with the arts, that's where you should be.
Let me come to Foley. So apart from the exhibition, what other activities are coming up? Do you have for this year apart from the exhibition?
So I'm actually myself not as well. First, thank you for having me here today, and I'm actually myself not exhibiting. I'm actually myself not exhibiting. I'm actually performing this year. So basically,
you are performing this year.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So basically, I'm doing an art dance / trance performance with a DJ set that I'm going to combine the whole thing.
You're doing all these?
Yes.
No, I can't wait to see that. Wow.
Come through. It's going to be on Saturday from 4 to 6 in the garden where the fountain is.
On Saturday, and that will be 24th.
On the 24th, yes.
Wow. So Fully Crappy will be showing his skills Please be there. We are joined on Zoom by Annie Osabote, who is a production team member of Chale Wote Street Art Festival. Yes, he is on right now. Let me speak to him. He has all the details, all the information that we need right now. Annie.
Hi.
Hello, my brother.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. Sorry, I can't be in the studio because one of the things, but yeah, I'm well. And shout out to Anansi and other member over there. Yeah.
That's okay, but we are talking about this year's Chale Wote and looking into the various activities we have. Last year was fantastic, and people are looking forward to this year's festival. What do we have for this year in terms of activities?
So essentially we're going to follow the same pattern as we have over the years, but I think one unique thing that was not part of last year's, because it's also the first time that we moved from the old games down to the Osu and then the Black Star Square area. We're going to bring the famous Yeye Festival, that is the celebration of the Twin Festival within the Gandangwe community. But we are also bringing Shika Shika Art Fair, which kind of went on since 2017. Those who are familiar with the festival, they know a lot more about the Shika Shika Art Festival is going to come up. We also have the Masquerade Jam that is also going to come out this time around. Like I said, for example, over the years, people were used to the old venue in terms of the Jamestown, but even for consistent, people continue to complain about space. People felt like it gets an alleyway is overly crowded and all of that. So because you also curate and provide projects for the public, when they speak, you ought to listen. And we also think that after 10 years, the numbers have grown, the arts have grown, we had a lot more different aspects to the festival itself. So we thought that we could come out to the current venue. And like Anansi said, for example, because it's also the first time for us, a lot of things that we could have handled that didn't go right. Nonetheless, we had a fantastic experience. So this time around, we are creating a lot more of the works. We're going to have a lot more access in terms of the castle drive all the way into the castle. We're going to extend some of the projects and the pieces into the Osu Township, or as they say in the Ghana, Osu Mami. So these are some of the things that are going to come. People are going to have a lot more space to interact with the different aspect of works that will be curated by the various participating artists. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, I need a bit of explanation on the theme for this year. It says, and now an end to the empire of horrors. Which empire is this?
Exactly.
And what are the horrors?
Thank you. So, Chale over his followers consistently over a decade, we've always curated themes that reflect our history in the past. Because one of the dangers for us going up within our space is the uncertain finality in terms of what our history is. Because consistently, you have people say the history has been twisted or the history has been told based on where you stand and all of that. So for us, we create the platform to be able to reenact some of these stories. Last year, for example, the theme was Magnet Motherland, where we also looked at the return of Afro-Brazilians, people that diaspora in the set of Ghana, Nigeria, someone to Togo, and the rest of them. But more importantly, also to look at the powers of colonialism and what it has done and shaped our society in either good, bad, or whatever form. This year around, now an end to the empire of horror. It's just really examining the battle of Gulf of Guinea between the Castilian army, that's the Spanish army, and then the Portuguese, and what happened afterwards, and the horrors that it left behind. For example, if you look at colonialism, we know, for example, that a lot of countries are still struggling to come to terms with that. And the after effect has kind of seeped into our subconscious mind and our society. So people look at people in terms of their tribe, people look at people in terms of the economic scales, and so the theme itself, it's given to the artist. and then their works will reflect that. So now an end to the airport for speaks to different sizes or shades of issues within the society. But we are taking the theme referencing the battle in the Gulf of Guinea between the Castilian army and that of the Portuguese, who eventually, they kind of dismantled or the Castilians, and then due to a surprising attack, and then they visited a lot of mayhem on the indigenous Fanti people, which we're still living till this day.
Good one there. Now, I saw a post that you made inviting volunteers, and I was wondering, what exactly would they be doing?
So basically, we have different angles to this festival. So throughout the week, there are a lot of activities. Chale is not only Saturday and Sunday. So Anase is in the studio. Anase has brilliant work. Last year, those who were there, they saw his works. It was marvelous. I had a conversation with somebody who told me, for example, that I think I like this guy's work. It's so on the issue of personality. We want volunteers to come in and help in terms of giving directions, in terms of monitoring, because there can be too much. And at some point, you need people to be able to be there, for example, at the gate, offering directions, supporting artists. For example, we have a lot of foreign artists who are also coming. They are new to the terrain. We need people to kind of chaperone them, for want of a better word, and all of that. Yeah. So when it comes, we have specific rules for everybody. And like one of my colleagues said, we want them in terms of offering certificates in that direction.
How do media people who want to cover this event contact you? How do they get accreditation?
So when you go on the chalewate.accra.org, or you go to the Chalewote Facebook page, Chalewote Street Art Festival on Facebook or Instagram, there's a bio link there. You click the link and it takes you to the process of the registration. So you register and then you take accreditation. If you're having challenges for that, we have a booth inside the Crystal Castle, or the former seat of government. You can go there and get accreditation. I think over the years, people have constantly complained about why, when we start, why are we now trying to monetize or asking people to kind of get accreditation before they come and all of that. But if you ask Anansi, the cost involved alone in putting this particular production together is not easy. If we have to go by the cost and even the charge we label on accreditation and things like that, it doesn't cover anything. I've been having a background conversation with some of the producers, and we were telling them about the frustration that we go through. But then you ask, why do you guys still persist to do something? The fact that we're going through a challenge does not necessarily mean, for example, that we should fold our arms and go to bed over something that we feel that it contributes to the artistic landscape of the country itself and the sub-region. So the accreditation also helps us to be able to monitor those who are there. For example, if you come into the festival and you report that your camera has been stolen or damaged or anything by somebody else, and then the next day you go on social media and you say, okay, I was at Chale, blah, 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 happened. But once you have accreditation, it also helps us to be able to know the number of photographs that it helps in our statistical base to be able to know how many people are taking part in that. So when people go there, people should not complain because look, like I was telling, it costs a lot. The government pays a lot for an artist to do a mural. It's not easy. We are not going to say, for example, that because it started with people coming and using their Facebook. Because in any case, we have not stopped people from using their phones to shoot. But if you use cameras for commercial reasons, obviously it's just fair to contribute something to follow. Also, if you go into all these global festivals that are brought for crowd, and it's all $1, sometimes that rates in dollars. But when it gets to our own, people complain, and that's the nature of the world. You have to live by that. But we want to just thank everybody who consistently continue to support us over the years, and we are never perfect. We continue to work, we continue to listen to feedback. Maybe there will be a time we'll get to a stage where an organization will come and say, you know what, I'm going to take on accreditation. Your bill is sorted. So you guys can just focus on the work.
We're hoping for that day because we need to support this particular festival. It's the biggest thing we've seen in our part of the world. So we need to support with all that we have. Annie Osabute is production team member of Chale Wote Street Art Festival. And right here in the studio, I have Nanaya Anansi and Fully Creppy. Now let me come to Anansi. What should we expect from you? Are you displaying anything?
Yeah. So as you said, I'm a multidisciplinary artist.
Yes.
So over the years, I don't really restrict myself to a certain philosophy and narrative in my creative practice, but more or less as an activist, because I feel art should subject the message that will liberate us as a society, because it serves as your basic needs. And as a society, I think the prime thing we need to deal with now is conscientizing and reawakening the mindset, because when the mind is awakened, it's the powerhouse that controls the entire being from what to do and not to.
I love that.
So if we're able to deal with that from that perspective, then I feel there is a way here and a direction we are going as a society. So my work revolves around dealing and tackling the challenges we're going through, whether it being political, religious, or any form, so long as it puts our culture, like the important, valuable aspects of our culture out there, because not everything today in contemporary sense will make sense from historical antecedent that describes as a society. So for instance, currently this year, I've been all about Nipedia, because it just came in mind, why Nipedia? Like Bomochu, why do you call yourself Bomochu? What is the rationale behind our ancestors coming up with such expression to define the anatomy of the being? Because in other language, anatomy is an English word or scientific word to tell what the human being is or the body is. But in our word, we don't have that. We rather use the word dia, tree.
Yeah.
So what is the connection between human beings and that of a tree that perhaps our ancestors come up with this narrative? So this gave me a reason or the necessity to delve into this aspect of practice in my practice. So I go by gathering neem tree backs because I was trying to make a representation of that. So in as much as doing that, I came across the neem tree. So gather the backs, like the fallen parts of the tree, and then make portraits to talk about this experience that I've gone through and all of that. And ironically, this wood back I collect is from the Osu cemetery, because the work talks about reincarnation, re-adding value, resurrecting, because we are literally dead. Our society is dead. So re-adding value and awakening that ideology or consciousness, it should go to that descent. Like, so basically, I'm more of interested in the material culture, the history, like the jeans, the imported jeans I use in the practice, the plastic bottles I gather from the seashore. They all bear witness because they've gone through the Gulf of Guinea, and they bear witness to what our history is indirectly. What the Gulf of Guinea has played earlier on when my brother said about the colonial impact and all of that.
Sure.
It has affected our way of thinking. You are what you see and what you hear. And our society is garbage, and we call it a third class world because of how it looks like. That's why we want to live here. So indirectly, if your place and way of living or belonging, it's a place you don't really want to be, this is telling you or informing how consciously or subconsciously your mind is damaged.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So I don't blame my leaders for making decisions that is affecting us evilly and badly, this kind of, So I feel it's more of we putting together the damage and these waste, we'll call it in our society.
I love that. Fully.
So come and watch. There is a performance actually happening.
We'll be there to watch you
from
live.
dollar to dollar.
Great.
Yes.
And I'm saying, Fully.
Yes.
Speak to the people who are willing to be part of this festival. This year's festival. What should they expect from you?
What they should expect from me? I think it would be nice for me to introduce myself properly first.
Please do that for me.
Because this is my first Chale Wote.
This is your first ever?
This is my first Chale Wote ever. Because I've been coming to Ghana since a couple of years now, but like I'm actually originally from Togo, from Aneho.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to come back home. When I say to come back home, where I'm staying in Accra right now is also in Aneho, in Osu, a place called Aneho. And that was a really pure coincidence. I don't want to call it coincidence because I don't believe in coincidences, but like coming back to that place and finding a mentor there, someone who kind of like is guiding me on my artistic path, basically, was like really. Yes, like also announcing know him is like Frank Gavois.
Yeah, we are all inspired by his practice.
We are all really inspired by Frank Gavois, and Frank Gavois is like the one who really talked to me about Chale Wote, who really told me like what Chale Wote is about and what the festival about, and that I should take part into the whole process.
Lovely.
And based on that, I was really thinking about this time how I can evolve myself as an artist, because my main thing I do is visual storytelling. So basically for me personally, I would say that my superpower is basically to tell stories,
with
like
visuals.
powerful stories through visuals.
Wow.
But like through the years and through the experience that I have gained, I have made the experience that actually sound and music do play a huge part into what we do call visual storytelling. So depending on the sound and the music that you are underlying with the images and with the pictures that you are kind of like creating, it can tell a completely different stories. And also to realize that a lot of people are like kind of disconnected. I would say disconnected for their own culture. I was lucky enough to grow up around a lot of culture, with the whole things that were going on in Togo, in Aneho, in Benin, and so on. So, and my mom also made sure for me to preserve that cultural part of myself and where I am from. And that's what I'm trying to kind of fusion this time to bring in this time the cultural part, because I'm going to perform with the help of Obunfuache. Obunfuache is the chief drummer of Osu, and he going to basically play the traditional drums and drum talking and so on. So like the performance is going to be divided into parts. The first 30 minutes going to be me and Obunfuache performing together. He's going to play the drum, and I'm going to basically dance. I don't want to call it dance because I never really learn how to dance. I just for myself, like the rhythm of the rhythm of the drums, not just the rhythm, but like the drums and the way the waves and the frequency of the drums kind of like automatically bring me into this another sphere state of mind where I do really feel free. For me, it's really a place of freedom, a place of happiness, and I wish that more people will be able to get to that place and experience that freedom for themselves.
And we will be there to experience you do your thing.
That will be wonderful.
Chale Wote Street Art Festival. Thanks so much, Ananse and Foley, and thank you, Annie Osabute, for your time today on Showbiz A to Z, Joy 99.7 FM. So, Chale Wote Street Art Festival is coming up. So from Monday to Sunday, Monday 19th August to Sunday 25th August, we're having a Chale Wote Street Art Festival, and this is actually supported by the Multimedia Group, Hits FM, Joy FM, Joy Prime, Joy News. All our platforms will be covering this particular festival this year. On social media, we'll be live giving you all the updates, the videos, the pictures, everything that will be done by Ananse and Foley will be live on multimedia platforms. When we're back after this, Esther Smith is right here.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his